Having a sneaky attitude is not wise in everyday interactions or in social contexts. Individuals who tend to be cunning often have the urge to achieve their personal goals without considering the interests of others. They may tend to act selfishly and do everything in their power to fulfill their own desires, even if it means harming others. Therefore, it is important to avoid cunning behavior and prioritize honesty and openness in everything. Here are the characteristics of cunning people among everyday life that we must avoid. But before that, please subscribe to support this growing channel. 1. Not happy others happy. Cunning people tend to feel unhappy when they see others around them feeling happy or successful. They feel envy for the success or happiness of others, and their reaction to this can be very negative. They may make bad or hurtful comments, even to the point of wishing that happiness or success could be transferred to them. If this is not possible, they even hope that others will lose their pleasure or success. This attitude indicates that cunning people seek to bring others down or make them feel like failures, because they feel uncomfortable with the success or happiness of others. These actions are often driven by selfish impulses to satisfy personal wants and needs without regard for the feelings or interests of others. As a result, this sneaky attitude not only harms the individuals it targets, but also damages social relationships and fuels distrust among members of society. 2. It's good to see others suffering. Behavior that indicates a person has a less good attitude, which is to feel happy when others experience difficulties or disasters. This shows a lack of empathy and compassion for others. In this case, a person's facial expressions and words can give a clear indication of their feelings. For example, a person may smile or even laugh when they see that others are having a hard time, or they may say words that are less sensitive or even hurtful. This type of attitude reflects a lack of awareness of the feelings of others and indicates that the individual may have a tendency to enjoy the suffering of others for their personal satisfaction. This is certainly not healthy in social relationships and indicates the need to develop empathy and better understanding of others. 3. Frequent use of shortcuts. People who have a cunning nature tend to look for shortcuts or not always honest ways to achieve their goals. They are not averse to using manipulative strategies or underhanded tactics to manipulate the situation to their liking. This attitude is often driven by an urge to achieve personal gain or to obtain a desired result without taking into account moral or ethical consequences. Examples of devious behavior include lying, deceiving, taking advantage of others, or even committing illegal acts. They will justify any means, even if it means harming others or violating prevailing social norms. For example, a scheming person might try to manipulate others into getting a promotion at work by thwarting the efforts of colleagues or slandering them. Cunning characters often do not take into account the long-term negative impact of their actions because they are too focused on achieving their goals. They may feel that their goals are more important than moral principles or healthy social relationships. However, in the long run, this cunning attitude can damage a person's reputation, destroy the trust of others, and provoke serious interpersonal conflicts. Therefore, it is important to avoid devious behavior and prioritize integrity and honesty in everything. 4. Let go of all the ways. Individuals who enjoy using shortcuts to achieve their goals are less likely to care about moral or ethical principles. They obsess over the end result without thinking about the negative impact it might have on others. In an effort to achieve their desires, they do not hesitate to commit dishonest acts, such as deceiving, lying, or deceiving others. They may even use manipulative tactics or harm others directly to accelerate the achievement of their goals. In addition, these people tend to have high creativity in finding ways to achieve their desires. They never run out of ideas or strategies, even if it means breaking social norms or compromising personal integrity. More worryingly, they don't care about the consequences of their actions. They may not realize or even care about the negative impact that others can feel as a result of their cunning actions. This shows a serious lack of empathy and social responsibility, which can ultimately damage interpersonal relationships and their reputation in the long run. 5. His passion never ends. People who have a cunning nature tend to never feel satisfied with what they have. They constantly seek satisfaction without taking into account greater consequences or repercussions. For example, when someone with a cunning nature has bought a house, they will not be satisfied with the ownership. Instead, they will continue to look for opportunities to buy other homes in different places without carefully considering whether the action makes sense or is beneficial to them in the long run. This attitude reflects a strong urge to fulfill personal desires without regard for the needs or well-being of others, and can often lead to an unbalanced or unsatisfactory life as a whole. Therefore, it is important for cunning individuals to consider the impact of their actions and learn to appreciate what they already have, as well as strive to achieve satisfaction within reasonable and responsible limits. 6. Position wants to be always on top. This is the behavior of individuals who are cunning and have the urge to always be number one regardless of their abilities. They are not concerned with the qualifications or expertise that are actually required to achieve the position. Even if their abilities are not special, they will constantly chase the top positions. They are not averse to using various means to get rid of others around them who are perceived as obstacles to their ambitions. It reflects selfishness and disregard for the feelings or interests of others. They may use trickery, intrigue, or other manipulative actions to achieve their goals, regardless of the negative repercussions they may have for others. This highlights how dangerous cunning and unbridled ambition can be for harmony and common well-being in a social or professional environment. 7. Having thoughts of wanting to harm others. The behavior describes the individual who always has negative thoughts and plans with the aim of hindering or harming others around him. They may feel threatened by the success or happiness of others, so they deliberately plan actions aimed at annoying or making others fail. In fact, they do not hesitate to go beyond ethical or moral limits and go to any means, even unsportsmanlike ones, to achieve their goals. This can include cheating, or using manipulative tactics to harm others. In addition, such behavior also reflects indifference to the feelings and well-being of others. They do not care about the negative impact that their actions may have on others. In fact, they may deliberately exploit others as a tool to achieve their ill-conceived goals. It shows a lack of empathy and concern for others as well as a tendency to prioritize personal interests above all else, even if it means hurting others. 8. Clever trick. People who have a cunning nature often have hidden agendas or unscrupulous plans. To achieve their goals, they are not averse to using deception as the main tool. Using a wide variety of tricks, they are able to manipulate the situation and other people around them. One of the most commonly used ways is to lie and cheat. With expertise in speaking and conveying information persuasively, cunning people are able to utilize their words to trick others. They often use clever, tongue-in-cheek rhetoric to cover up their bad intentions or present their plans in a compelling and convincing way. This makes others around him feel fooled and believe in information that is actually not true. In addition, they also tend to take advantage of other people's situations or weaknesses for their personal gain. They may look for loopholes or opportunities where they can capitalize on the trust of others or take advantage of situations that harm others. Thus, people of a cunning nature often become very skilled in devising and executing their evil plans. They use any means at their disposal, including lies and manipulation, to achieve their goals without regard for the negative impact that this may have on others. This is very unethical and detrimental behavior for society as a whole. Therefore, it is important to be wary of people with a cunning nature and not be easily affected by their deceit. 9. Come closer if need be. Cunning people tend to have the ability to approach you very convincingly and cordially, especially if they feel that you have something they can take advantage of. They will probably show false interest and concern for you, especially when they need something from you, such as help, information, or support. However, when they feel they no longer need you or when you no longer provide the benefits they want, they will quickly move away and ignore you. They won't care about the relationships you've built or the good things you might do for them. What's worse, sneaky people may end up using the personal information you share with them for their own benefit. They can abuse your trust by telling others bad things about you or even slander you in public. They don't care about the kindness you show or the relationship you've built with them. For them, the most important thing is their personal interests and desires. Therefore, it is important to always beware of cunning behavior and choose honest and loyal friends. 10. Has many reasons. People who have a cunning character often have a tendency to cover up their behavior with various reasons that seem reasonable. When faced with a problem or conflict, they tend to use various excuses to shirk responsibility or to cover up their inability to resolve the problem. They may seek justification for their actions or blame external factors as the reason for their failures. One strategy often used by crafty people is to obscure the facts or distract from the core of the problem by providing irrelevant arguments or directing the debate in an unproductive direction. They may also use pride as a shield to hide their incompetence or dishonesty. By feeling superior, they hope to avoid accountability for their devious actions. However, in the end, such a cunning strategy only creates more tension and distrust in social relationships. People who practice this behavior may be successful for a while, but in the long run, it is honesty and integrity that will bring true success and happiness. 11. Spiteful. Individuals who have a cunning nature are often filled with feelings of envy and envy. This is due to the nature of those who tend to want to win on their own and do not feel satisfied with the success or happiness of others. They may feel threatened by the success or happiness of others because it shows that others have strengths or advantages that they do not. This feeling of envy and envy can become a poison that poisons their hearts and minds every day. They may always compare themselves to others and feel dissatisfied with what they have. In fact, they can become jealous of the success of people they don't necessarily know personally, simply because they feel it's not worth the achievement or happiness that person achieves. This attitude of envy and envy reflects an internal weakness in the individual. They may feel less confident or unable to value themselves, so they look for ways to feel better by demeaning or interfering with the success of others. If left untreated, these feelings of envy and envy can lead to worse attitudes, such as cheating or harming others in order to achieve their own desires. Therefore, it is important for individuals who have a cunning nature to introspect themselves and look for ways to overcome these feelings of envy and envy, as well as improve relationships with others by valuing their success and happiness more. 12. Complain to others. Cunning individuals often use snitching tactics to achieve their goals. They will manipulate situations or information to make others suspicious of each other or fight, thus creating chaos that can benefit them. They do not care about the negative impact that may arise from their actions, whether it is in the form of inter-individual conflicts or losses for other parties. They do not heed the feelings or interests of others, focusing only on their own satisfaction. In carrying out their manipulative actions, they often do not take into account the possible risks. They can resort to intrigue or lies without considering the long-term consequences. The most important thing for them is to achieve their own goals, even if it means having to sacrifice the integrity or well-being of others. In addition, personal satisfaction becomes a top priority for this cunning individual. They will do anything as long as it can meet their wants or needs, regardless of the impact on others or the environment. They do not feel guilty or burdened by their manipulative actions, as long as it leads them to the desired results. Looking at the explanation above, cunning is not good behavior. Because this attitude is very detrimental to the other party and is only selfish. For that, stay away from cunning nature and people with that character. Hopefully the above information can be useful for you.